Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the W. Mason Coach Report with head men's basketball coach Joe Mihalich. Welcome, Coach.
Seems like we just did this a couple of weeks ago, but here we go again.
Yeah, first episode of the year, Coach. The year is upon us, the 2019-20 Hofstra men's basketball season. A year with a lot of excitement, coming off an incredible year. Just your overall thoughts as, you're less than a week away from the ball being thrown up in the air.
Well, we want to build off of last year. We got to keep in mind that that's history now. I mean, it was a magical run. It was one of the best years of our lives, but it's over. I mean, and what we did last year, can help in some ways, but in a lot of ways it doesn't help us. We got to realize that this is a new year, new team, and we got to be ready for a lot of challenges.
Yeah, school record in wins, NBA draft pick, regular season CA champion, NIT appearance. I mean, the accolades were top to bottom amazing. And like you said, it's time to turn the page. Look ahead to this year. You have some incredible returning talents. Let's start there. You have two all-conference kids returning, DeJour Bowie, Eli Pemberton. What do they bring? What are they going to bring to your program this year?
You just can't put a price tag on experience. I mean, whether it's those guys can kind of finish the sentence for you when you start to talk about we're going to do this or we're going to do that. And they have a wonderful gift of making the other players better, helping the young guys and even the guys that aren't young, helping them be better players. I mean, DeJour Bowie's a special guy. He's I always say that the point guards are born, they're not bred. And he was born a point guard. He was born a pure leader. And, of course, Elijah's a great leader as well. And the two of them have not only just become really good basketball players, but good leaders too.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to obviously watch you guys a lot in this preseason. And DeJour, just to me, appears like he's on another level, and he's got a mindset about being that leader both on and off the court this year.
Yeah, DeJour kind of like I'm going to sound like a coach now. He really listens to you when you talk. Some players you're not sure if they're listening, but he really listens. And, the challenge to everybody, not just DeJour, to everybody was, look, we all have to be a little bit better. No one guy is going to replace Justin Wright Foreman. We didn't send him off to the Utah Jazz and bring in another guy that's just as good as him. But we have five guys who, if can be a little better at everything they do, we can make up for the graduation of Justin Wright Foreman. And DeJour really listened to that. I mean, he's doing everything a little bit better. He's scoring a little bit more. He was a great defensive player. But he's just been good play. He's been playing really good basketball.
And you had two guys last year that really had sort of breakout years, and then you're looking for the next jump in the Tariq Coburns and Jalen Rays of the roster. What do you see from those two? It really feels like both of them are primed for incredible seasons.
Yeah, I think Jalen's paid his dues, and he's, even though he didn't start last year, he was a starter. I mean, he was as good as anybody that started. I can't remember who got sixth man of the year, and with all due respect, I think Jalen was as good as, if not the best sixth man in the league. And now he's stepping into that starting role, and he's excited about that, and he's a very good basketball player, really good defender. He and DeJour are both really good defenders, and we're going to need that because that's an area we got to get better at.
And speaking of being better at, you're not a newcomer because he was on the roster last year. Isaac, your post player, kind of gets overshadowed by a lot of the other guys right now, and I think he's going to have an impact that people aren't ready for. He's going to be a superstar for this team, isn't he?
Well, I hate to put that on anybody. I hope he's a superstar, and he's a superstar person. I can tell you that. He is a superstar person. But, he knows as well as you and I do that he hasn't done anything yet. He's excited to do some things and maybe eventually be worthy of being called a superstar. But he's a superstar person. He's had some great practices. And, we had a scrimmage last night. I don't think we're allowed to talk about scrimmages, but we had one last night, and he played really, really well. I think it's a team that's got a lot of balance. I mean, you asked me about Jalen and Tariq. I didn't even get to talk about Tariq. And, those five guys, I mean, I think any one of those five guys could lead us in scoring on a given night. And hopefully we're going to have a balanced attack. And the dream team is all five of those guys get 15. And we score 75 points. And Omar Silverio and Caleb Burgess and a couple others come off the bench and do some of their good things too.
Yeah, one more about Isaac. The motor's just what really drives him, isn't it?
Well, I mean, he knows you got to play hard, and he's just a tad undersized for as far as length and height go to play where he plays. But he does make up for it with his energy level and his motor.
And then you kind of just touched on a little bit the newcomers. Give us a little insight into some of your newcomers that we should see on the court this year.
Yeah, as you were setting up, you heard Coach Farrelly and myself talking about Omar Silverio and how he's such a good offensive player, and I think he just needs to get more comfortable and confident playing defense the way we play it to be more effective defensively. That's the area that he knows he's got to improve on, and I think he's getting better every day with that.
And your two freshmen that are coming in this year, what are your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, Caleb Burgess has, he's it's almost like DeJour's taking him under his wing. I mean, he is also a pure point guard, and he's learning every day from DeJour, and that's making him a better player and a better person as well. And he too had a pretty good night last night.
Yeah, I watched the same scrimmage you did last night, and he just looked very under control. Is I think the best term you could use for something like that, which is as high of a compliment you could give a freshman, right?
Yeah, and he's taken his lumps through these 30 practices. Well, I guess we've only had 25 or something like that, but he's taken his lumps and he's responded to when he's having those bad days. He's responding. Next day he has a good day.
And Kevon Kramer, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean he may. There's no doubt that Isaac Conti's got a great motor. Kevon might have as good a motor as anybody. Elite athlete. Getting better every day.
Elite.
Yeah, he can run and jump with the best of them, and he too is just getting better and better. He had the injury situation where he hasn't played basketball for 2 years. So, and
Coach, the game's tipped, like we said, next Wednesday. You have San Jose State next Wednesday, Monmouth, nice local rivalry next Saturday. Is there anything you know about San Jose State? Have you dug down deep on them yet?
The first game of the year is a tough one, especially when it's almost a whole new team. I think it's the 8 guys that we're going to guest play. I think 4 of them are new, junior college guys, transfers. It's going to be an unknown. We're going to have to hope that we can figure out something through the game to do what we got to do.
And speaking of not unknowns, what an incredible job by the ticketing and marketing staff: Cristiano, Mike Neely, Ricky Cairns. Wednesday's game is pretty much a sellout. Saturday is nearing that. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, you've built an incredible program here, and people are buying in and continue to buying in, and then this is what happens when you start a year with something like that.
Yeah, Mike Neely and Chrissy Arnone and Ricky, I mean, they're just, it's this team behind the team, and, they don't get the credit that they deserve, but you and I know that it's not magic. You don't just go out there and have a lot of people in the stands. People have to work at it, and they've been just relentless as far as doing a good job, and they take great pride in their job, which is where it all starts. They really care about their job, which is a great quality, and it shows. It shows because when they walk in the arena and see all those people there, it helps us win. I mean, those 3 people we talked about, they make us win.
And keys to getting off to a nice start this year. I want to ask specifically, as you said, the rosters are a little in flux for other teams, but keys to getting off to a solid start next week with those 2 games.
Well, I guess the keys, what would they be? Making sure Isaac's comfortable, and which I think he's fine. Not to repeat what we talked about, but we like to see the guys that we talked about as they step into their new roles, get comfortable with their new roles, and realize that by being a little bit different, whether it's a little bit better or a little bit more ready than they might normally be, that those things can help us win a game.
And House fans, just a reminder, 516-HOFTIXX. HofstraTickets.com, or visit the Hofstra Athletics ticket office in the lobby of the Max Sports Complex. Get your tickets. There's a real excitement about Hofstra basketball this year.
Thanks, everybody, for being back and watching, and look forward to seeing you on Wednesday night.
And we'll talk to you again soon here on the W. Mason Coach Report with head men's basketball coach Joe Mihalich.